Juggernaut is competing against the Penguins of India and globally. So, how did it position itself? Because it really has some amazing authors who have published with Juggernaut. Ankur Varaku, the CEO Factory, all of these authors are pretty significant when they published the book or when they did the first publication. So, how did Juggernaut pitch to them, or what attracted them to Juggernaut and not signing the same book deal with Penguin?
I think the book industry, the fact that some of these larger players have big book lists, and therefore you're one in maybe 200 or 300 books that will get published, versus saying you will be one in 30 that will get published, or one in 40 that will get published by Juggernaut, and therefore you will get a lot of attention, is one factor that helps, because that individually that title or author means more to us. That was something that would resonate with people. But ultimately, people want results. So I think on distribution, and with Juggernaut, we did a deal with HarperCollins, where the distribution from a physical standpoint was the Harper distribution. And that is equivalent to anybody else's distribution. And that also gives people comfort. And then finally, results speak for themselves. Juggernaut has a great track history. So their hit rates are definitely way higher than Penguin or with Harper. And hit rates are consistently higher. And they've been able to churn out bestsellers in popular fiction, but definitely in non-fiction. So a big strength is there in non-fiction. And therefore, I think people do look at results as well. You can have a pitch and you can say, I will give you attention, but they need that comfort that my book will sell and will sell the right amount of copies, even though I went with you. And I think Juggernaut does a great job of marketing. I think they market their titles uniquely. Again, I think a function of the fact that you have lesser titles to market in a year, and therefore you can give it more attention.
One thing that I've observed, Juggernaut books are very affordably priced. Is that a function of penetration into the market?
Yes, I think the books will always be affordable. I think Juggernaut is what I would call a mainstream non-fiction publisher. I think one of the insights that Chiki and I had very early on was that people want some gratification from the book. You want to have learned something from this book. You pick up the CEO Factory, it feels like a mini MBA. Pick up Ankur Variku's first book that he did with us, it feels like the self-help book that a slightly lost millennial wants today. Say, okay, fine, I'm dealing with this problem. Let me read this chapter. Okay, now it makes sense. So you have to be helping people with something that they are grappling with. And you have to talk young. And therefore, you have to be affordable, because books cannot be the domain of just the elite. So Juggernaut is not always about hardbacks and glossy covers. It is much more hard-hitting, much more affordable. Even from a digital business standpoint, they were the first to pioneer 10 rupee episodic content, 30 rupee books. You could read certain novellas for 50 rupees and so on. So the idea is that, look, if stuff is accessible because it's in your phone, if it's affordable, and if it's a genre that you enjoy, then we have given you everything. Now we expect you to read. And I think that's what we try to solve at Juggernaut.
I always look forward to new books that Juggernaut publishes. Coming back also, because you mentioned that it publishes limited numbers every year in terms of titles, how does it choose its authors or its subjects?
So Juggernaut has these famous edit meetings where the editorial team will sit together, they will talk about things, because ultimately the books are essentially text. It's a reflection of what is going on today. What are the topics of interest today? And can you look out and see 6 months down the line, 10 months down the line, what would be interesting? So naturally, now, Pritish, you will see a slew of election books launching, not just from Juggernaut, but from many people. So there are different topics and different themes. And this is very much an edit meeting which happens, and it's very meritocratic, So the junior most editor can have a great idea, and then that is something that they can develop and chase. And then, of course, there's the authors. Certain things take more time to get ready, and certain things happen faster. And then the demand and the supply have to meet for you to have a schedule. But I think one of the things we are very clear about is that if it's, for example, a CEO who's writing a book, the CEO should have something interesting to share. They should have maybe some digital media followership, because that's where books are getting marketed today. So the decisions have to be based in the fact that the topic is very interesting, the marketing angle can be very interesting, because ultimately the goal is to get more and more copies out there, to get more and more people to read. If a genre is interesting because it may not be a mainstream book idea, but if it's a genre which is doing well on television, then why shouldn't that genre also get replicated from a book standpoint? You know, maybe it's supernatural stories. It's a big theme. It used to be a big theme almost a decade ago. We should have some books about it. We take some of those choices and try and flesh them out, because once you have an idea and a theme, you still need the author, you still need the book to make sense and, you know, all the timing to fall into place.